If you're new to energy healing, Reiki, sound healing, I'm going to share with you the ABCs of what you need to know when it comes to energy healing. First of all, you need to understand that everything is energy. Even the solid table in front of you is just energy vibrating at a certain frequency. And when you realize everything is energy, including your thoughts and your emotions, almost everyone on planet Earth is walking around with trapped negative emotions within their aura because they haven't healed certain childhood traumas. And what energy healing does is it, can help you identify the blockages you have as well as help remove them. However, I'm a firm believer that you can have blockages removed, but if you're not consciously aware of what created them, then you're just going to create a new one. So it's still good to get a healing to get the blockages removed, but you have to become self-aware. That's where the healing truly begins. In 2015, I dove into the spiritual community 1 year after trying to exit, and Archangel Michael appeared and showed me that was no longer an option. And the traditional methods of healing was not for me, so pretty much a year later, after going on a 9-month-long drinking bender, I decided to get help by going into the spiritual community, working with shamans, energy healers, plant medicine, getting into meditation, cleaning up my diet, doing all those kind of things, right? And Reiki was one of the first energy healings I started receiving. Within a few years, I had over 100 healings. I can't even remember how many different energy healers I've worked with, but eventually I ended up getting my Reiki level 1. However, I wasn't really inspired to get second and third level because Jesus himself showed me how to heal, and I can show you. It's real simple. He showed me to put out your hands and imagine Christ consciousness, 12D, high vibrational source loving energy just coming through your heart, through your hands, onto whatever it is that you're healing. I was just shown to picture gold light, and this revived one of my kids' fish that was floating on the surface. That's actually how it came. I asked Jesus when I was trying to heal my boy's fish, I was like, Jesus, what do I got to do to heal this fish? And I just was shown this image with these hands and gold light coming out of them, and I did that, and the fish started swimming around and lived another couple weeks. But you can use this for any healing. It's very simple. You want to keep your energy out of it, because unless you're Jesus walking around, even Jesus tapped into source Christ conscious energy, and that's what he healed with. He didn't use his energy. So something to keep in mind, we are all healers. We're all capable of doing this. When I first got into receiving Reiki, all these healers would tell me, like, you're a healer, you're meant to be doing this. And I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, I ain't no healer. What are you talking about? And now, I actually offer a healing service where I guide your soul to the 12th dimension and let Jesus perform all the healings. Because on April 8th, 2021, I was chilling on 3rd Beach in Vancouver with a buddy when the next thing I knew, I fell over into the sand and I left my body, and I found myself in the 12th dimension in front of the soul of Jesus, who was floating next to the soul of the sun. And so that's where that healing service was inspired. Some of the feedback that I've received from some of my clients has been nothing short of remarkable. A couple of weeks ago, I was headed to a restaurant to do some work on my laptop, and when I got there, I sat down at the bar, and there was a bartender that was getting angry at one of the servers. And I was excited to sit down, have a nice meal, do some work. And I was just like, hey, I wasn't having this energy, right? So I decided to ground this guy's energy. And as soon as I did, I just pictured all this negative energy being transmuted into the ground. It was almost like he stopped and paused and subconsciously could feel what I was doing. And later on, that waitress came back and was talking to me, and she's like, man, when you showed up, all of a sudden I just felt calm and at peace. And even this person who wasn't aware of me doing this energy healing, she indeed felt it. Something to remember, there's many different types of energy healings, and we're all capable of healing, and it can be very beneficial to receive one of these healings. Over 63,000 followers on TikTok. Love you guys. Thanks for the support. Would love to see you over at YouTube at Saved by an Angel, Instagram at AshSam888. Merry Christmas to everyone. Thanks for all the support over the years. Hit that like and subscribe so we can do this again.